Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an AMX 30B, it's a French tier 10 medium tank, and this one's located on the north spawn of Halluf under the command of Awppenheimer. Now, we've mentioned the AMX 30B once before. It's got a 105mm gun of French design, does 390 alpha, and can penetrate up to 248mm of armour. But the bad point about this tank is there is virtually no armour. That does mean it can go fast, 65 kilometers an hour forwards, but the problem is that anything that touches it is more than likely going to go straight through, so you've got to avoid actually getting any damage from the enemy whatsoever. But so long as you can do that, it can be quite a decent play. And it's got 6.44 seconds on the reload. Awppenheimer's taking it up to the northwest corner, looking for an enemy. There's a TVP just over around the corner. Obviously that's a dangerous tank because it's got that 4-shot magazine that can unload in 4.5 seconds, do 1200 hit points of damage, just like that. And it looks like the enemies, one of our teams managed to get a kill on the enemy already. It's a T-30 that was killed. That's quite useful. There's an Object 432, which is the side-scraping version, the one with the rear turret, and that IS-4 has abandoned all care and decided to steam across the middle there, and of course got shot for it. Now he's been immobilised. Nice shot there, and he's just ignoring Awppenheimer, and that's once through the turret. That's a nice average roll. Can you get another shot in? It was a heat round. One right through the front plate, and that's a high roll. That's probably taken out the driver. Oh, he's looking at us now, and that one went in, but it was a low roll. Now, is he a one shot? Not yet. 2 more shots should see him finished off. He is stunned, so obviously Arty was paying attention to him. Notice how Awppenheimer's been very careful not to allow them any return shots. Oh, lovely shot to the Type 4, but oh dear, no, I had to eat my own words there. He did allow that Type 4 to fire an HE round at him, and he lost 500 hit points for the privilege. And there's an AMX 65 ton, and he bounces around from that one. It's nicely rounded armour on the AMX 30B, and he puts another one in for good measure. Now that AMX 65 ton is 2 shots now, and he gets one in. Oh no, it's not a 2-shot, he's a 3-shotter now. That was a low roll. He's reluctant to come around and do any more because that AMX is waiting for him to do it. And that T-54E1 taking some damage from that TVP. Yeah, he's just lost a huge amount of hit points due to that, but the AMX wasn't waiting, wasn't ready, and now he is a 1-shot. We get one into him, finish him off. Oh no, it bounced off the side of the turret, but he is only at 5 hit points, and the RT finishes him. So we got the damage on spotting there, even if we didn't pick up the kill. Okay, that T-54E1 on the enemy team is just around the corner. No, we can't side scrape on him. And that IS-4 is still sitting in the dip, but he's still a 2-shot. And that's the problem. We really can't engage him without taking some damage. And the TVP is going to work on our T-54E1, and that's the end of him. Yep. Should have realised 1200 hit points in 4.5 seconds. You really cannot afford to engage that tank unless you can run away. AT-15 down there, can we hit the cupola? If he comes a bit closer, we might be able to. Yes, there we go. Yes, nice round. 343, it's a low roll, and we bounced the return round. Can't get another shot in though. Pulls back. Oh, might be able to now. Yes! Another good shot. That one didn't penetrate. Should have, but it didn't. And the AT-15's been wiped out. He was taken out by RT-95. Now, is that IS-4 going to poke up? Well, we've got our T95 approaching him, teasing him. There's the T54E1, we've got an average roll into him. He's now a 2-shot. Now he's a 1-shot. That's good. And the T95 is now bullying the IS4. We can go for a shot. Yes, and now he's a 1-shot. The T95 should be able to finish off. If he doesn't, we will. Yes! And that's a kill. And that's Awppenheimer's first kill. And we finished off all the enemy in this corner. So it's now charging through, trying to get to the enemy base as quickly as we can. Finish off the remainder. Now, I'm very much a fan of actually using the dip to go through, because they're expecting you to go around the corner, and if you go through this way, they can't see you coming, unless of course they're across the valley already. And he was spotted, so somebody might be across the valley. It might have been the Wizzy 132 actually. And the GWE100 has been killed. He was taken out by our Arty, the M5355. So we're going to charge this way instead. A little more dangerous, but now, where is that TVP T5051? I think he pulled back. He's also quite a good player, as I understand it. But obviously, Awppenheimer is a better player, because he avoided getting hit by that TVP. Oh, there he is! He's just around the corner, and he just got hit. But we've got 2 enemies further up there. And obviously Awppenheimer's more concerned about that 704, I think. 750 hit points damage. If we can get a shot in, he fires a blind shot in the direction after we lose sight of them. Let's see where he is. There's the 704. No, that one bounces off the armour. Wrong angle. TVP is just around the corner. There's one in the RT over there. We can't get a shot at the moment. TVP's pulled back. Oh, now the Indian Panzer. We took a round from him for 250. But the TVP's just around the corner. We can one-shot him. Oh, took a round from him, but we get the revenge. 122. We blocked the damage from his shot, by the way. We didn't actually suffer the damage. And notice how Awppenheimer's now going to go into the dip. He's going to use the dip to his advantage. He's going to flank around them, just as Rommel would flank around the British forces in the desert, and try and come up at them from a different angle. Oh, Indian Panzer's the other side of us. Okay, we were spotted, so we've lost our sense of surprise. Put a round into him, but he set us on fire. And we have got somebody behind us as well, so we need to be careful. Put a round into him again. He's a one-shot now. Can we get the kill shot? We're loaded. Oh, took another round from that Indian. He's big, very, very much of a nuisance. But he has been wiped out by our Arty. So there is only one enemy remaining, and it's the Lorraine 15551. There he is. Oh no, it's the 704. I thought there was one left and it was the Arty. It wasn't, it was the 704. Oh, my mistake. Nah, thankfully the Arty saw to that 704, because that would have been a difficult tank to take on with the low hit points. And here's the end of battle result. It's a first class tank for Awppenheimer in the AMX 30B. He managed to get a master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating hits in a row, 5 from Fett for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, and here's the good ones. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, and a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, at least 6 tanks subsequently taken down by others. And he certainly did help his team to get that battle through, because he stripped a lot of tanks down to basically a one-shot, and then other people took them out of the game, such as that AMX 65-ton. So let's have a look at the win 8. It was 8179. Very high indeed. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, we can see that he did get the highest damage, 7,085 hit points. The next highest score was the Object 260. He got 5,246. Then we have to look to the enemy team, which was their TVP T5051, collected 3,887 hit points. Obviously, that fast-firing gun with the autoloader is very, very effective, and that's why he managed to pick up so much. He harvested that, some of it from the T54E1 that was alongside us for some parts of the game. When it came to kills, it was the 260 who did the best. He got 3 kills We got 2 kills, and so did a number of other tanks, including the Canadian Jagdpanzer, the M53, M55, the Batchat 155-58, and the enemy TVP. When it came to base XP, though, it was Awppenheimer, and the reason for that, obviously, was he was spotting for damage as well as causing damage himself. He got 1,150 base XP, then came the Object 260 with 953, and then we've got the M53-55 with 685. Let's have a look at detail. Well, there you go. 28 shots fired, 24 direct hits, and 20 penetration. He did damage of 7,085 hit points, of which 437 were up more than 300 meters. He received 10 hits from the enemy, and that's incredible, really, considering this tank has very low armor. 3 of them were penetrations, 6 non-penetrations. He was very lucky on a lot of those shots. Actually did hit points where they just couldn't penetrate, either the tracks or they hit the wrong angle and bounced off the roof of the turret. In fact, actually, the turret is nicely rounded, and despite the fact that the rest of the tank has very poor armor, the turret actually does have quite good armor. It's got 150 millimeters on the front, 40 on the sides, and 30 at the rear, and a lot of the shots that bounce went right onto the front on the 150 millimeters, which are an effective angle. It means that being it's so rounded means the shells just literally bounce off the front if they don't get it right. And of course they didn't get it right. So he did receive 1 hit as a result of splash damage, and I think that was from the Type 4 Heavy. And he blocked damage of 1,120 hit points, but he did do damage to his teammates of 10 hit points. I think that might have been some nudging that was going on along the way. He spotted 3 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did damage assistance of 799 hit points. And that's where he earned all the extra XP that got him the high score. On the premium count, he earned 95,861 credits, got 143 fine for the nudging, and that brought up a total of 95,718, and after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, he actually took away 4,836 credits. Now, the reason for that is that he did use a fair amount of heat ammo, but he needed to, because a lot of the targets he was firing at on the northwest corner were very heavily armoured, and if he hadn't used the heat, there was very little chance he was going to get the rounds through their armour going after weak spots alone. He picked up 4 bonds for the battle. He also got 1,725 XP times 4 for the first victory of the day, so he actually took away 6,900 experience points altogether. So a pretty solid round there from Awppenheimer. It shows that even with no armor whatsoever, the AMX 30B is still very playable. And you just got to remember that you can't expose yourself too long to fire from the enemy. And if you do expose yourself, try and make it sure it's the front of the turret they're aiming for, and the shells will probably bounce off the front. But if you leave it too long, they'll take aim at the weak spots, and then you'll suffer loss or damage as a result. But very good game there by Awppenheimer. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.